Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev Stack Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today I want to talk some shop, take a look at popular mechanics, act like I know what the frick I'm talking about. Like, I know computers and stuff, but like, man, I do not know cars. I'm going to act like I know cars, and you guys are going to bust my balls and educate me, all right? For some reason, I love 80s vehicles because there's no computers in them, just timing belts, and that's freaking lovely. It's like poetry in motion almost, if poetry was mechanical. You can just get in one of these and drive away, and nobody knows where you're going or how fast you're going or what they can advertise to you with. Oh my goodness, I hate Fords though. I really hate Fords, and it's not really Ford's fault. I just don't have luck with them, you know? Some people get better luck than others. Remember back in the day when you had to worry about your camera and what kind of camera you were going to be able to get? There is no way that that shot came with that camera. I tell you, if I took that picture, he would be completely dark. You wouldn't be able to see what he was, and you get a kind of okay picture of the sky with the way that I did it. And I know there are some older folks that feel the same way. Oh, geez, I wonder if anyone's ever rolled a boat doing that. I'm one of these guys that was locked in with a computer when he should have been locked out with a dirt bike and a 4x4. I think we need a word for the advertisement and for the what would you call it? Realistic looking artwork where it seems, how did they even? Oh, yuck. Reliance was around back then, too. Yeah, so this is 1990. I think this is the newest issue I have. After that point, the collector seems to have expired. The guy that bought these seems to have lived somewhere nearby and had family members that purchased it for them from between the late 40s to 1990. I do believe this is the last one. Anyways, I love how when you go back, you get the retro futurism. Oh yeah, and right here, in the 40s, it's almost unconscionable, the difference. These days, we're all Greenpeace and save everything and all that. But legit, in the 40s, they had issues that were just dedicated to giant machines that would destroy the forest. It's interesting how quickly things have changed from a time when we were fighting the darkness of the forest for our family and ourselves, and then all of a sudden, we gotta let the forest grow back. One of these days, I'm going to make a friend that has one of these, and I'm going to have such a good time. Man, gotta remember to shave your wiener in the winter for the whammons. The older electric shavers seem to be like a real piece. It's like they really wanted a lot of things and giblets on it. Gotta go in on the retrofuturism. I love retrofuturism in military in any of these. Man, everything's so close together. You gotta squash it all in there for all of our ADHD viewers. Oh, dude, just the amphibious assault. The idea of a nation organized enough to put something like this that just open up, and then you get a hovercraft coming out of there. It's like, no, you win. Just take my country, whatever. Flying donut drone. Yeah, nobody's gonna mistake that for something that they're gonna tell everyone that they ever talk with around a campfire again. It's so interesting that everything in space has solar panels. I mean, of course it would, but this is back in a time when there wasn't so much junk and garbage floating around in space. A little piece of whatever could completely destroy one of these units. And I legitimately can't get over how many advertisements they have for radar detectors in this magazine. Maybe just don't break the law. He says with his stack of speeding tickets. Man, that would be so nice. Legit. Okay, so this is beautiful retrofuturism right here. An image of what they want it to be like or what they think it will be like. This would absolutely be great, but I see a lot of moving parts that could break, and if they break, then that halts up all production and rail time and stuff like that. You gotta be right on time when it comes to the rail. Legit though, why did we get away from the railway? Like, I know we went to trucks, but it just seems like there is so much utility in rail. Why would you get rid of it? We're still moving stuff across the country all the time. This image screams American science. It looks like a brain right next to a bunch of shotgun shells. I love it. God bless America. And on the seventh day, God gave man a rail gun. Wait, electric gun. But rail guns are electric guns. Then what the hell is this? Oh, I get it. They're going to shoot the brain out of the cannon at the communists. Fighting for freedom wherever there's trouble over land, sea, and air. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. I just figured out what that was. So, what is it, a sub? And, oh, it's surveillance. That shoots a missile. All right, I'm creeped out. Oh, hell, pop quiz hotshot. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so A is a mouse. That's an Apple mouse. B is a spark plug. C is one of those things that you have on the end of an electric drill that hopefully your grandpa taped to it so you wouldn't lose it. What is D? Now, E looks like what I would see strapped on the side of old trucks that you don't see strapped on there anymore. What the hell is D? That's, like, it can't be a transformer. Then why would it be screwed in? I've never seen D before. Huh, it's 4G. It must do cellular. That's what I'm talking about. 80s looking, mechanical. Oh, I'm in love. I am in love. There's something about the magazine that you just don't get in video. The perfect image, the perfect color image at the perfect moment. I swear, you could see some models, some situations that if you just take an image a second later or a second before, you would get a perfect image. And the magazines represent what is best in that. All right, let's start talking cars. We got the Plymouth Voyager over here. I believe that is what my family took across Canada. We took it across. We flew to the States, drove back in a Plymouth Voyager that was given to us, and we had it at our house for a week. And then Dad took it to the dump, and it broke down on the way to the dump. And hey, I'd rather it happen there than on our way driving. We got back, and that was lovely. Okay, now I want to talk about the Chrysler. Wait, Dodge. Why is Dodge wearing the Chrysler thing? I have a feeling this has something to do with acquisitions and whatnot, right? Wow. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. The Chrysler unit on a Dodge. Now, I keep hearing that Chrysler isn't... Am I in the right universe? Like, am I having a... whatever they call it when you think Berenstain, something moment. Whatever, forget about it. Wait, that's a Thunderbird? That doesn't look like a Thunderbird. My childhood brain is saying it's not a Thunderbird unless it has a picture of a Thunderbird right here. In a previous video, I said, I think those are timing belts, but I was absolutely wrong. Those are not timing belts. Timing belts are on the inside. I learned. Oh, guys, check this out. This is almost retrofuturism directly from the 90s. My heart's exploding right now. This is pretty much what we thought things were going to be like in the future from the 90s. Oh, it screams 90s, 1990. That's like a Honda Fit with an RV attached to the back. I love it. Oh, so much hope. So much hope for the future. Sleek and sexy imports. Mercury, Cyclone. I don't know. It's just these cars give me a certain feeling about the time. This feels like 1990. I specifically remember 1988, 1989, 1990, and 91 because those were influential years to me because I think I was in grade 2. And Ninja Turtles, cards, comic books, these are all very big things. And geez, that's interesting. Oh, okay, so comic books and cards got bought up by investor class. I wonder if that was the first time we ever had a collectible child's item get bought up by collector classes for retirement type stuff. Huh. Now, does that ever happen with cars, I wonder? Does anyone ever buy cars just to invest and keep in garages? Because I think we've all seen videos of someone uncovering huge collections of dusty cars from some rich person's closets or collections. There's a collection of Corvettes that popped up and then disappeared and then popped up again. And I think it was from social influencer type people who were just looking through abandoned houses. Man, I couldn't imagine that. Here we go. So there's something with the advertising here. I don't even know how they made this. Sometimes they would use computers, but I think this was too early for that. Sometimes they would legitimately make scenes and take photographs. And I think because I can see the reflection here, I think it has something to do with what's happened here. Okay. Like a water pump like that. Everyone needs to have a friend that has one or have one. You might need it once in your life, but when you need it, you need it. Sometimes the advertisements in the back hold a lot of jewels. Cuddle up animals. Yeah, there was a big push, and it was difficult to get people to wear their seatbelts. To me, it's ingrained directly. I don't feel cool without it, especially if I'm with some sketchy drivers. Windshield repair. Interesting, okay. And then what's this? Car security. Oh, all right. Now, I have to pause on this to appreciate. This is something that we're absolutely losing. You don't see it too much anymore. And if I'm ever out and about at a gas station, if I see that line, that tells me a little bit about the dude, you know? It's been a while, though. Does anyone still use Chaw? My buddy was telling me a story about when he was... Okay, so he was in Alberta, this separate school, and every summer they went out, down the Peace River? Sorry, I can't remember what river, but anyways, they went down the Peace River, and so many mosquitoes. Canada's rough for mosquitoes. So many mosquitoes, and he had the mosquito netting on. And apparently it was a regular thing, if you're an idiot with your Chaw, if you weren't thinking, to spit right on your mosquito net. Man. Jeez. Let's face it, like, it can be rough being a man out in the elements. So much to get you. The heat, the frost, everything. Just let a man have his Chaw if he wants. Does anyone still use their Chaw? Oh, hell, I gotta come back and do another piece on this alone. Look at that. So that's a Seiko watch that AT&T, you could get it through AT&T, and basically the thing was someone would call the station, and then the station would use an FM unit to send out information to say, call the office here. I wonder if that was the same technology my mom had in her beeper. Now, nobody these days knows anything about beepers, but legitimately, my mom was part of a group home, and she had to be called sometimes just whenever. And we'd be out at a bookstore. All of a sudden, her beeper would be going, and she would have to get to a phone to find out what was going on. It happened quite frequently. And I'm a little bit perturbed about that now because I feel like I was robbed of a little bit of time with Mom, but that's okay because she had responsibilities, right? I need to figure out how that technology works. I feel like actions like this are getting done less and less. Instead of refurbishing things and fixing things, we're simply throwing things away. Now, I don't think that this is okay because we are losing our ability to fix these. Though it is cheaper to make people in other countries where human rights abuses are higher hurt themselves to make things, we are legitimately losing our ability to know how to deal with repair, refurbishment. Now, as we're tech guys here talking about that kind of stuff, I think the older squad can see things like we've gone from timing belts and just cars that are cars to being cars that are computers. No timing belts, and they report back our information. So I keep hearing science fiction people talk about far off futures where people won't know how to use the machines. They'll just pretty much think the machines are holy. They won't know, they'll know that it works, but they won't know how it works. And the more I look into technology, the more I'm getting concerned that since we don't want to refurbish, we are losing classes of people that know how to refurbish. I'm sorry, I should probably be moving on, but this is definitely a concern. It's a concern because our waste management in Canada has found out how to make money off of our garbage. They want us to throw things out. I used to be able to go to the dump in town, outside of town. And a lot of the villages around here, they'd actually call the dump the mall, because you could go there and just find stuff people were throwing out because they couldn't be bothered to sell it. You weren't allowed to put things on the side of the road yet with a free sign, and they would just take it and throw it out. I knew a guy who got a good collection of Atari games, an Atari system, in a box at the dump. And this was when the Nintendo 64 was a big deal. So, you know, you could have a lot of fun with that kind of stuff. But these days, waste management won't let you go into or pull things out. So that's kind of messed up. I should say there are some places where they have free areas where there's just free stuff there, and you can come and leave things and donate. They do have that. I would like to leave this with this. Another mundane, there's nothing going on here. It's just the product, AC Delco. It's like buying time. This calls back to a simpler time when it wasn't about grabbing our attention, and it was a little more about having integrity and a good product. I'm haunted by people in particular industries saying that vehicle parts should only make warranty. Now, I think to anyone watching this, you know why that's a problem. Anyways, thanks for dealing with me. Thanks for listening to me. And legitimately, have a good one, folks. Take care of each other. And leave a message, man. Feel free to bust my balls. I love talking shop. Have a good one, folks.